Well, after Thursday's triple header went horribly wrong, how do we respond and bounce back? That's right, with another triple header of terrible games. This time they're all at home across three competitions, including two of the ones we've not won before. Can we get past Nuno in the Carabao Cup? And can we stay on track in the Premier League? Let's go and get into it and find out the only way we know how. Yes, hello, and welcome along to part 103 of Saving Southend with me, Daniel. We are back immediately after our triple header last time out, which did not go well. Two defeats and a draw made it four without a win. It's all starting to look a bit poor now. With three big games coming up in three competitions, you feel like we've got to find a response in this one. If you're looking forward to finding out if we do, against City in the Carabao Cup, Everton in the Premier League, and Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, then please do put a thumbs up on it. But for now, we've got to squeeze in another triple header, so it's all about the football. Let's get warmed up. We've got a lot of games to get through. So I need a bit of nourishment, don't I? Let me tell you about today's partners, who can probably help us out with that. HelloFresh are on a mission to make your meal times easier with pre-portioned ingredients, quick and easy recipe cards, and plenty of treats we can get on board with too. Get 60% off your first box plus free dessert for life by clicking a link at the top of the description. Sounds good, doesn't it? I've tried it before, I'm a big fan of the brand, and have helped with my weight loss this year too. There's healthy options available, so why not grab your discount and give HelloFresh a go from the description below. Well, as you can see, I've got some pretty tough decisions to make on this front. We're still without Kranjic, who is suspended. It's been extended to 3 games. No surprise there for one of those lunges. There are a few players that aren't in great nick after playing at the weekend, and they do tend to be our better ones in Wills and Bernberg. Do I go for this competition? Do I go for the league? I feel like it would be wrong, just because I want to win the Carabao Cup, to go first choice and then throw away a chance at defending a title. We're already 3 behind. Can't really afford to go more. So I think we're going to have to go for a rotation here. And I'm going to trust the backup team, or the majority of it, I should say. Let's go and get our 11 picked. We'll be back in a minute to run through it. Well, I'm trying my very best to get these new players settled in. And to be fair, we look at the team that lost to Galatasaray last week and the team we're putting out today. We've probably got 5 or 6 new signings in here, haven't we? We've got Ivanov, we've got Torres, we've got Sanchez, we've got Curly, we've got Spritz, and of course Robertson played last midweek as well. So to be fair, that is why we're a bit disjointed. It's a whole new team that's not played together before, and that includes all the key partnerships, centre half, centre mid and up front. So there is no doubt that this is going to take a bit of time. We're trying to be careful while building Yokolano's fitness, and we've had to chuck first teamers on the bench in case. Hopefully we can get a performance here, because I would imagine City will rotate, unlike Galatasaray last week. So our 11 in full for this one to start our triple header is Spike Brits in goal. Curly and Rakowski are the fullbacks, with O'Day and Sanchez as centre half. Yokolano and Adamson out wide, with Torres and Kivrakidis in the middle. And then up front, it's the struggling Ashley Carr alongside Teddy Ivanov, who was pretty poor off the bench at the weekend. Let's go and see if we can find a way through. Manchester City will be strong, we know. And Nuno is a manager we've done okay against, and we beat them convincingly at home earlier this year. Fingers crossed, history repeats itself. Well, it's 5 changes for City, who have gone a bit more experienced today, actually. Yes, they've dropped Van der Voort out for their backup keeper, but in comes Gavardio as skipper. They've got Callum Doyle and Rico Lewis fullback. They've got Erling Haaland in up front, who's not first choice all the time now. Inacio's on the bench, but otherwise, Ryan Cherky, Yasser Esprit are great players. It's a very aging team, though, for City. Are they coming towards maybe a big sort of revolution of the squad? Is that their first 11? I'd be interested to see how many games that 11's played. I mean, the keepers are back up, and so are 4 or 5 of the others. To be fair, Erling Haaland's got back in this year, 14 in 13. He's back in form at the tender age of 35. The physical decline not affecting him too much, is it? So this is not going to be easy. Let's go and get through to it. Into the first half, City have gone stronger than we expected. Maybe Nuno's fighting for his job. We're certainly going to be fighting for the Carabao Cup to see if our backup team can prove their worth. We're going straight from the kick-off with Carr, who almost underhit that pass, which wouldn't have been ideal. Torres picks it up in the centre circle though, and he goes wide towards Curly. Plays it down the line for Adamson. And we know City are going to invert those fullbacks, which does, under Nuno, give us the chance to exploit them out wide, particularly with two very good wingers on today. Curly's got options down the line. Instead plays back to Torres. Long highlight from the start always worries me as Sanchez switches to Rakowski. At the moment, we're in control of it. Rakowski goes alone down the right. Not the best crosser of the ball, but doing a job for us. Ivanov's at the back stick and he's missed another. Oh, he did that at the weekend as well in the last episode. And he's put another one over the bar. Should have been ahead in the first minute as Yukalano's corner headed away well. Ivanov picks it up on the right though. Chance to get the cross in and does. Slightly overhit, but Adamson gets there. Can't direct it back towards the target. High and wide and ugly. With 5 gone, it's still 0-0. Though Erling Haaland is over a free kick for City. Wouldn't put it past him. Good save by Brits. Tipped over the bar. Might have just been going wide, but he wasn't to know. Now from the corner, we've got to be aware of some very big aerial threats. Rayan Shirky has got the delivery on him. He's up towards Gavardio, headed away by O'Day. Yukalano can break. Can he get down the line? Adamson's with him. Support arriving in the middle. But Adamson's forced back and it probably will peter out. It does. An interesting start to the game. Lots of chances at both ends. And there's another one here. A Southend corner. Sanchez up. Would have been lovely to get him off the mark. Just needs that moment. Him, Robertson, Carr, all searching for it. As Sanchez goes back to O'Day. Wide to Rakowski. Support down the line, but he's going alone again. Tries to beat his man, has no success. It's a risky switch of play, but Rico Lewis brings it away. Still only 9 minutes in. It feels like we've had loads of action. Adamson gets it back for Sanchez. We can start to build forward again, this time with Kivrakidis. Ashley Carr holds up well. Gets away down the right. Could he turn provider perhaps? Have a magic moment wide. It's a great cross in. Ivanov's hit the bar. Oh, Teddy Ivanov, what has happened to you? He's got a couple of braces already this season. He used to score goals for fun. And it's just not happening for him at the minute. That was much better from Ashley Carr, but not really the position we want him in as a centre forward. And Callum Doyle will play out from the back for City. And it already feels like we've missed some good chances. Will they come back to bite us? Carr doing good defensive work there. Plays a 1-2 with Rakowski. But then Haaland is all the way back to win it off of him. Wouldn't be seeing that in real life, would you, back there? Guardiola plays up to Haaland, who's now in the left wing position. He finds a Spreer, who's been forced backwards. We knew City were going to be good in possession. Some things never change. And here's Veloso in the centre circle. Through ball is well intercepted by Sanchez. Torres wins it back for Ivanov. Kivrakidis can play wide to Yukalano. What a game of football it is. Two great sides going toe-to-toe as Carr delivers another cross. Third time lucky for Ivanov. Yes, it is. Finally. One over the bar, one hit the bar. This one took a bounce before it went in. It was so low. He's definitely made amends. He's made the adjustment and deservedly we're 1-0 up. Great assist from Carr as well. The two of them linking up pretty nicely. We're 10 minutes to half time. It's quietened down a bit since the goal, but here we are in possession and Carr again starting to grow in confidence. Gets it wide to Rakowski. Haaland is playing left wing, isn't he? He's not playing up front, I'm sure of it. Rakowski goes back 50 yards to O'Day. Bit of a strange pass, but we keep the ball. And he finds Kivrakidis. Support again from his centre-half, who's standing skipper today. And Rakowski can break away down the right. These crosses from here causing all sorts of trouble. Ivanov's up again. And he's back to heading them high and ugly now. That is miles over the bar into the crowd. And it stays 1-0. But you'd argue we're on top in terms of the better chances. But it only takes one moment with City, doesn't it? Half-time, 1-0 Southend. And it looks like the run might be ending. Maybe we can nick a win. Let's ask the boys to prove a point. We don't want any complacency into the second half. Will City make changes? They've made one already at left back where we were tormenting them. Well, an hour on the clock, and not only are we not getting in on the right now, City are getting some joy attacking down the left. Hato finds a Spreer, and it's over the bar. Thought it deflected, but goal kick given. Definitely a warning sign for us there. Going to make a couple of changes. You can see Yukalano struggling, and he's not fully fit, so we're going to get Takat Zuka on for 25. The only other real backup players on the bench are Casey Worcester, but the front two are doing brilliantly. And then also we've got Baranda, but Curly's doing well. Rakowski's probably the best player outside of the two strikers. I don't feel I want to gamble that just yet. So we're going to leave it at one change. We'll make a few based on fatigue a bit later on. and maybe based on yellow cards because Kivrakidis has got one there, not having the best of matches. So we're going to go Bernberg on. Torres will move over. We're going to take Adamson off on the left for Vasquez. And we'll keep saving the last two. I do know that one of Carr or Ivanov has got to play at the weekend, so I possibly need to make a change there. And you can see Carr is struggling now. So I'm going to go for Casey Worcester. Keep Joe Wills well rested. Can Worcester take a penalty if it goes to them? Not really. I think we have to gamble on winning this game now. But Casey Worcester will go on up front. Or do I go Joe Wills? Let's go for Joe Wills. Let's be sensible. Teddy Ivanov will switch sides. And then in defence, I'm going to take off Curly for Baranda. Again, just for a little bit of common sense, a little bit of experience, and hopefully a bit of quality defensively. 10 to go. It's been a really good display from these boys. Definitely a lot better than what we saw in Turkey last week. And definitely looks like we're staying in the Carabao Cup. Though there are 6 minutes added on. We're halfway through them. And I'm not waiting any longer to time waste. We've got two fullbacks that like to defend. Takatsuka can do it too. And Torres can drop in quite comfortably to a deep line playmaker role. So let's get that on. Let's get all the time wasting stuff done. We'll play for set pieces where we're still a threat. We've been good from them all day. We'll slow the pace down. And we'll drop that line of engagement. Always want to have a threat on the counter still. But can we hold on for a 1-0 win and stay in the Carabao Cup? We've still got the dream of winning this one, which we have not won yet in this save. And even this season, if we can put up a decent title defence, win the Community Shield and the Carabao Cup, it's still a good year for Southend where we are. We've got to keep the dynasty of winning trophies and build something special. And this team is starting to settle. Curly played well. Brits was excellent. Sanchez and Torres had good games. Ashley Carr created the goal. There were moments for those new boys, and that's what we want to see. It starts the triple header in style, avoids that crisis in FM of 5 games without a win. And with Chelsea going out, tell you what, there's some potential opportunities there because some of the big boys are going. We're going to get through to the weekend. If the draw's before, we'll come back for it. But if not, Everton at home is up next. We should be pretty well rested. Well, we are back in between for the Carabao Cup quarter-final draw at the same time as Baranda has ended his unhappiness. Let's view this draw for the last 8. Who's left? Now, Manchester United are out. We've knocked City out. Chelsea are gone. Arsenal are gone. Really, of the big boys, it's Liverpool. Spurs have signed a brilliant new striker, one of the best in Europe. Everton are class. But Leeds, Reading, Swansea, Salford, you would all say should be comfortable ties. So let's just advance and see who's out first. It's us. We've got home advantage. Heung-min Son is hosting the ceremonies. What is going on there? That means we're going to be facing Spurs, doesn't it? No. We've got Liverpool. Why do the FM gods not want us to win the Carabao Cup? There are 4 easy ties there. But instead we've got Liverpool. I mean, I look at the positive. If we get past them and Manchester City, we should, by nature, get an easier semi-final. Everton are facing Spurs as well. Right, this might work out pretty well. If we can beat Liverpool, one of Everton or Spurs will be out. Then it will be Leeds v Salford and Swansea versus Reading. A relegation battler and 3 lower league teams all going head-to-head in a quarter-final. So it could well be that this is the last Premier League team we face. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. Means we've probably got to show that Liverpool game, doesn't it? Because I'm looking at it, and it's quite close to some of the other stuff we were going to do. We'll think about that in a moment. Through to Everton we go. All focus now back on the Premier League. Well, here we go for the weekend fixture. Back to full strength for Premier League action. It is Jude Sadler returning in goal. Memic and De Angelis the fullbacks, with Herbert joining Sanchez at centre-half, who keeps his place. Yocolano stays in on the right. Jimenez joins Bernberg in the middle. Vasquez in on the left-hand side. And Ashley Carr, we're persisting with him alongside Joe Wills up front. Teddy Ivanov there waiting if we need him. Everton at home is a tough game. We know they're a top side. But they were the glorious moment we won the Premier League last season. So let's hope we get a similar result to the final day last year and manage to go back within contention at the top of the table, because we've fallen away a little bit after the poor results the last few weeks, and they've rotated fully for the cup as well. You've got Milos Mitrovic in, who we tried to sign. Branthwaite is still going. Patterson's still going. They've got a great goalkeeper, a very good midfield. James Garner part of it. This is a very good Everton team. Pochettino's been there for eons. He's done a great job with them. and he's built them into a side that regularly play in Europe, and that's all you can ask of them. We've got our first win in 5 against City. Can we back it up now? The goals have stopped flowing without having Kranic available, but he'll be back in midweek. There's one positive. Well, it's been a bit of a quiet first half here, only 5 of it remaining, and this is the first highlight we're seeing. Looking at the stats, Everton have edged it. We've offered next to nothing going forward. It's a real worry with Ashley Carr. We know it's going to take a bit of time, but I thought he might still pop up with a few goals. We did have the same with Kranic last season, though. Then he started this one like a house on fire. Villa are winning, so are Arsenal. You see some of those top sides are getting into contention. But we've got to try and find a way to win. And at the moment, we can't get out our own half. Fitzgerald puts it into Boali. This would be an awful time to concede. But he's put it wide. That is awful. We have got away with one there. 0-0 at the break. I'm looking at potential changes already. I might give it 10 more minutes because I feel I should be fair. I'm looking at Yucalano, Jimenez, Carr and Sanchez as a quadruple sub. I mean, the stats suggest we've had more of the shots more on target, but we've not seen any evidence of that in the highlights. And again, it's Everton going forward as we return. Memic wins it though and plays back to Sadler. Hopefully we can just calm down a bit now. Memic chests it down for Bernberg. Out to Sanchez, who's been forced a little wide there. Not the best ball. He gives it to Yucalano though. Jimenez to Carr. Can we produce something special with Joe Wills to Bernberg? Jimenez. Support over on the left if they can get it out there, but we go the other way. Memic plays down the line for Carr. That's a good touch. Bit of magic from Ashley Carr into Joe Wills. He's had a very quiet game, Ashley Carr, as has Wills for that matter. But the moment of magic is there. Maybe he's going to be the assist king this year. I don't know. With an hour on the clock, we lead 1-0. We probably don't deserve it. It would be a fair scoreline if it was level, I think. But the ruthless edge is there at the moment. And crucially, the defensive acumen starting to improve again. As Herbert at the back, he's got Sanchez alongside. Plays into Jimenez instead, though, who does then go back to the centre half. And again, the width is where we're getting joy. Memic finds Yucalano. It'll be off in a minute. Jimenez through to Ashley Carr. Go on, you're in. Ashley Carr is forced wide. Just doesn't look confident when he's got it in front of goal. Delivers a great cross again, though, for Wills. It's saved well. But just not got that ruthless streak. And now, got a bit of fatigue as well. So I might make the original 4 subs, even though Carr's done well. Sanchez loses the header here. Vasquez back in. I think this is going to peter out, is it? Vasquez on the right. It's out for a throw. Let's go and make that quadruple sub. Hector Sanchez will come off for Drew O'Day. We're going to take Jimenez off in the middle for Kivrakidis. We're going to take Yucalano off for Takatsuka, who's still getting a bit of football, and Carr off for Teddy Ivanov. 1 remaining in case of injury or any other problem we need. But at the moment, a 1-0 win. We said it at the start of last season, didn't we? And we sort of showed when we won the league. It doesn't have to be vintage. We've just got to get results. And as we head into the final 15, Vasquez struggling on the left. Let's get some fresh whip on with Ryan Adamson. As United get one back, they're having a poor season. End of a dynasty for Arne Slot there, I think. We're focusing on getting a second here with De Angelis and a throw. Got an option down the line in Adamson. And he finds him. Chance to cross early. Ivanov with the touch and puts it wide. Teddy Ivanov, where has your ruthless edge gone? It's a year and a half now. He's not been able to find form. United have completely collapsed. They've let in a couple more. We're 1-0 up. I think it's time for the time wasting, isn't it? 2 minutes of stoppage time to go. Let's get the fullbacks on to defend. Let's get Takatsuka on to support. And let's get Kivrakidis behind the ball. Centre midfielder on defend will be fine for him. I feel like we're having to do this a lot at the minute, but against the top sides, I don't really care if we get the results. We can play the exciting stuff and score the bundles of goals in the other games, can't we? This is about winning in the big matches. 2 to go. We're 1-0 up. And I think we're going to do it again. Back-to-back 1-0 wins to start off. If you're ever in doubt, get a 1-0 win and sit behind the ball. Brilliant result. 2 in a row. Can we make it 3 at home to Atletico Madrid? They've got one of the best strikers in world football. And we're going to be playing a backup defence. Let's see how that goes. Well, a bit of rotation, but nothing like the usual for a Champions League game here. We've got a very big test ahead of us. If I show you this Atletico Madrid side, the 2 wide players, Abdi Ibrahim is the one from Forest who we tried to sign for 50 odd million a few years ago when they got relegated. He was their best player by a mile, would still be our best left winger now. And on the right, they've got Mendoza who's scoring 1 a game. One of the best strikers in the world. They've got the experience of Canate ahead of him. This is a side that promises to be unbelievable. So let's see how we get on against them. We've stuck with a couple of the heavy match load boys, basically Wills and Bernberg. We've dropped out Yocolano due to another injury. Roy Curley's picked up a knock as well. We've dropped Carr out, we've dropped Vasquez out, we've dropped Jimenez and Sanchez. We've kept Jude Sadler between the sticks. We've brought O'Day in with Herbert, who have a great partnership from last year as first choice. The gamble, I guess, is Robertson on the right wing, Kivrakidis coming in the middle, Adamson in on the left, and then Kranjic back up front. Strengthens us, if anything, and gives us our best goal scorer back. Let's hope that ban hasn't affected his form as we head into the final game of the day. Champions League football against Marcelo Gallardo's Atletico Madrid. A full bench, plenty of quality, some experience on the bench as well. The likes of Singo, Vermeer and etc. But that starting 11, it's a mix of brilliant players, but also that pace. Ibrahim and Mendoza, frightening on the ball. So let's ask the lads to prove a point. We needed our first choice fullbacks for this one. We've taken a gamble with the fitness a bit, and hopefully the boys will hold out. First half against Atletico Madrid, we need this one to be a good one. Well, the defeat at Galatasaray has certainly put a bit more pressure on this game, but it's been a quiet start for 18 minutes, and now we're in possession. We're being forced back as O'Day. We know if we give the ball away in our own sort of half, like there with Kivrakidis, we're going to be in massive trouble to the counter. Though Ibrahim, great on the floor, but loses out in the air to Memic. Back to their goalkeeper though, and they stay in possession. And this is where I worry, because Taylor picks the ball up in that holding role, and we've not got anyone marking them. They've got that extra man in midfield. Do we have to adapt for these big European games? I don't know. Alonso plays through to Canate, the one of the front three we didn't really mention, but you know how good he is. And Karim Canate has made it 1-0 Atletico. You cannot afford to give the ball away in that area. Unfortunately, they've just carved through us. It was easy. We've got a corner at the other end with Adamson looking to get back into it our way. Will's header hits the bar and a rebound from Bernberg. Really should have been on target, shouldn't it? They'll play out from the back Atletico. They've got away with one. I think we've found our route back into this. Get the ball wide and get set pieces. As Wills nicks it off the centre half. Oh, it's a gift and we've not taken advantage. They've dallied on the ball playing out from the back. Joe Wills nicks it 20 yards from goal. And he's put it wide of the post. It's really poor. And with half an hour gone, you can see we've been the better side. But with their front three, you only have to give the ball away once or twice. That's the problem. It's the equivalent, I would say, of Real Madrid in the current real world, where you give it away and just watch Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo run away with it. Atletico won up at the break. They've been second best. We're going to ask the boys to prove a point. We're going to try and get the nerves out of these guys. And it seems to have worked so far. But now we've then got to look at Bernberg, Wills, Memic. How long are they going to hold out for? We don't want to risk injuries to our stars. And I know we've got a couple of winnable games here, but I was kind of hoping if we could have won this or the Galatasaray game, we could maybe make the top 8, miss out on that extra match. Looks like now we're going to have to settle for 9th or below. As Kivrakidis goes wide to Robertson and now Kranjic. Wide to Robertson, who's had a quiet game again. Can the new boy find some form? Into the box it goes towards Joe Wills. And he's got himself an assist. Joe Wills up at the back post. He's not going off without a flourish. And that moment will do Jorg Robertson the world of good. Did that just say his 100th goal for Southend? He scored 75 in the league, so that's probably about right. That's an incredible effort from him. Sadler turns one round the post. It's 1-1 with 25 to go. And I'm looking at the fitness now, and I've got to be honest, I'm a bit fearful. I don't think we can hold much longer. Memic will come off for Rakoski on the right. We're going to take off Bernberg in the middle. Ivo Torres will come on. Wills will have to be replaced. I'm going to go Ashley Carr. He's motivated. We'll put Kranjic as the target man. Adamson off for Vasquez, who's had a poor game. And then really it's left back we want to do something, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go Kivrakidis off for Jimenez. We're going to try and see out the last 20. De Angelis is being punished for his contractual stance and the fact that we've not really got backups fit. And Atletico Madrid are in possession and they've carved us open inside that fullback area again. Ibrahim gets in. Rakoski does really well. Great recovery from the young Swiss player. And he gets it up to Ashley Carr, who holds up. It's a dodgy ball back, but Torres does well with it. Jimenez switches the play to Vasquez. That's better. Now get on the counter out wide. De Angelis cuts inside. It's the wrong move. He's going across now. Finds Rakowski on the right. Chance to take on his man. Has Robertson ahead. Delivered one assist. Oh, Carr's hit the post. It's just not happening for him, is it? The post width away from a 2-1 lead and being a Champions League hero. We're going to keep encouraging because we're doing well. As Kranic has got the corner up towards Jimenez of all people. Joaquin Jimenez heads in. He's 5'7". He's completely unmarked. What on earth's he even doing in there? The unlikeliest of heroes from a set piece. Bartak Atsuka, there is probably no one at the club I would have less expected to be on the end of one of them. And with 5 to go, it is 2-1 Southend, and this could be a huge victory. We're going into 5 minutes added on. I'm going to push those fullbacks back because that's where we're in trouble. Robertson will drop to support. He's going to get man of the match, which after Carr doing so at the weekend is huge for us. Lovely to see them settling in. Jimenez, centre mid on defend. And for the 3rd time in a row, you know what we're doing. No clean sheet this time, but a much better effort defensively. We'll play for those set pieces. We'll slow that pace down. And we'll drop that line of engagement. I missed a real opportunity to get the time wasting mug in this video, didn't I? As with 5 minutes added on, Atletico Madrid are going for it. The time wasting worked the first 2. Will it work the 3rd? Sierra trying to find a shot, but we're hounding him. Not allowing him to get that shot away. He's forced back, as they are again, but it only takes one pass, and here it is to Ibrahim. Bit of a magic man on the left. Drummond finds Costello Jr. Singo into the box. Ibrahim's up there. Well done, Rakowski. He's been magnificent since coming on. A young centre-half who can go out wide, who's got the pace as well. Absolutely magic. Vasquez probably won't win that header. And Lucas can start another counter. It's a long old highlight and it worries me. Vermeer and into Mendoza. We talked about how good he was. And De Angelis has been caught out. I think he's onside as well. We dealt with it well on the other side with Rakowski. But this side, it's just not worked. But the goal's disallowed. Oh, happy days. Let's get to a cautious mentality. Let's praise these boys. They're fighting hard. There are 3 added minutes to go. We're still 2-1 up. And I think we're going to nick the victory. A thrilling game. A thrilling response. And what a comeback. Wills and Jimenez with the goals. Jorg Robertson has arrived with a big assist and a big performance. And Jude Sadler doing what he does best at the back. Big shout out to Rakowski off the bench too. And now we're up to 6th. 9 points out of 12. Lask and Hibs to come, who are both down there in 20th and 21st. I'm feeling confident we can get through and maybe the top 8 now. It's all starting to look a bit more rosy. Go on, Jorg Robertson. You've finally had your moment. Now let's have a look at when we're going to be back. I've got 2 options here. I feel like because of how the Carabao Cup draw has opened up, I have to show that quarter-final, which I wasn't going to do. I was originally going to come back for 2 of the 3 over Christmas, probably Chelsea and City. I think now we'll do Newcastle away and we'll do Liverpool at home in the Carabao Cup quarters. The good news is the Brentford game after, they're bottom of the league and... Oh no, they're not now. They've got 6 points. They lost all of their first 8. So I think that's what we're going to come back for. Newcastle and Liverpool. I really want to win the Carabao Cup. I feel if we get past Liverpool, it's the best opportunity we're going to get. So let's see if we can do that. If you did enjoy this one, a much more successful triple header than last time out, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. We are back to within 3 points at the top of the table. We are back above Liverpool on goal difference. You can see that top 6 this year. I think it's going to be pretty tight. Maybe not United the way they're going, but certainly the rest of it. It looks like we're progressing in a Champions League, but what should we prioritise? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to stay up to date and make sure you don't miss any of the action from any of these lovely competitions, then subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back on Tuesday with a bit more action from this. We had our deadline day special yesterday in the coach's head. You can find that one up in the eye above, as well as the Twitch channel for regular live streams and Euro 2024 watch-alongs. Check out our recent community posts for the dates and the times for those ones. And there's also a link to the football podcast for Championship managerial specials. Thank you very much for watching though. Your support is massively appreciated. I'll see you back here next time where we hope to continue our fight on all 4 fronts.